Hello, I'm Simon from Pearlywinks, and this is our first live today on TikTok, and I'm going to be using some of our products. So I'm just going to pop myself on so I can see what you guys can see, and of course any comments that come up as well. If you're on, give us a shout, say hi. So far I think it's just you and me, Mr. Kendall Stokes, and today I'm going to be using some of our precision stencils, and I'm also going to be using our stamper ring as well. So I'm going to start with the precision stencil. This one's the one I'm going to be using in this live, and this one's called Mandala Mayhem. Now this is a new kind of concept. It's called Precision Stencil Pro. We've got 6 in this range, and it allows you to create loads of different combinations from this one stencil. So from this one stencil you've got over 500 different combinations in this, and you get the combinations by spinning it around. When it first comes to you, sorry, it will be, I have this little knob. Oops, the stencil itself and your mask. So to put it together, you pop this piece over this piece like so, and then you pop the screw up the centre like that, and then you twist on the top, which acts as a picky up tool for you. So in this particular one you also get 2 propellers, which you use to make flowers. I'll show you how to make a flower shortly. And you also get 2 extra masks and a layer as well, just for adding a little bit of detail. So when you're using the Precision Stencil Pro, you always work in the smaller one, unless you're just using the mask, in which case you'll use this one up here, which is the larger one. Thank you for all of your hearts, Adam Kendall Stokes. It's ever so kind of you. So yeah, when you're using this, you can pop it in and it'll click into place and it won't move. So the first thing I've done is I've drawn around the shape on a piece of card. I've scanned it into my scan and cut, and then I've attached it to a second one. So I've attached 2 together, which has given me a card blank, and then I've cut that out. If you've not got a scan and cut or an electronic cutting machine, you just need to score a piece of card. Just give me a second while I grab one. So you score a piece of card. I would use a scoreboard if I was doing this. I'm going to do this part here. Overhang just a little bit like so. So make sure these 2 bits are flat, because they're going to form the bottom of your card. So the best way to do it is just to line it up with the bottom, and then draw around the inside and then cut it out. For that you're better off using the bigger section opposed to the smaller section, because then you can layer up onto it as well. And then you'd cut that out. So how do you use this stamper ring? It's not even a stamper ring, it's a precision stencil. So as I said before, we're going to be using this card blank. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some colour around the edge. For this I'm going to use some of the stamp pads which I made myself. So to make these I used our Easy Blends, which are a ink which is water reactive, and it blends absolutely fantastically. So we make them ourselves above the shop. So I'm going to start with my orange. I'm just picking a little bit up on my blending brush, and I'm just going to go around the outside. I'm just going to pop something down first, so as a catcher, so I don't get my mat all full of ink. And then I'm just going to go around the outside just to create a bit of a halo just around just to add a bit of interest to the edge and get a bit more ink. So I'm starting off my card. I'm not going straight onto my card because otherwise I'll end up with splodges like that, and I don't want splodges like that. I want it to be nice, even blend. It's got a little bit of a, I don't know, a singed, burnt look towards the outside. So another way of doing it would be to work on just one piece of card. So again, this is just the larger piece which has been cut out, and you can also just stick that over the top of your card base and it'll be a perfect fit. All we ask is if you are using scan and cut that you don't scan the main image, which is this stencil, into your scan and cut or your copying machine. But for using these main shapes, it's really handy just to be able to do that. So I'm just going to align this up now. I can see through the stencil, and I want to make sure that I've got a little bit of orange showing from just underneath there, which you can see I have. And just go off the edge, but that's because we need that edge just to give it something to secure onto. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in again with the orange just around the edge, just to define that line a little bit more. So this is going to be a little bit darker. Sorry about that, I should have put the phone on silent. Sorry guys. And then I'm just continuing all the way around that. And when I remove this, you'll have a lighter one at the background and then a darker one in the foreground. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the main element from the precision stencil in. And I'm going to start building this up. So there was my good idea of getting that straight. As you can see, it's not very straight, but there is still a border around there. So now I'm going to align this back up. You don't need to set this off, I've just took it off obviously to show you. You line that back up. And then you can spin this around. So on this one, let's get a piece of black card to show you. So on this one, you've got a complete one, which is a really quick way of doing it. So all of these will marry up. So we've got the stars there, we've got little flowers and petals there, we've got more stars here, we've got the humpy bits. So they'll all follow on from each other and work perfectly together. I've got some hearts there as well. However, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. You could, if you wanted, use these bits. So these are masks as well. So you could use that one from there, that one from there, that one from there, and so on. Or you might choose that one from there, and then your next one, you might choose this one, and then you might spin it around and choose that one from there. So this is where your 500 different combinations comes into play. On the top, you've also got a mandala guide, which is there, and you just use that in the larger area and just turn that around, and you'll end up with a complete circle with your dividers in there as well. So for this one, I'm going to use the flower. So I'm going to use this flower, so I'm just spinning it around to this one for speed, just to show you. And then you just pop it in until you feel it sticking in place and it doesn't move. And then I'm going to do that in a purple, if I can find my purple blending brush. So again, get some ink on your brush. The drier your brush is, the better, so don't overload your brushes. And then I'm just going through my stencil with the purple as well. Now where the purple and the orange meet, you will get a different colour. It won't be purple, it'll probably go brown, I would suggest. And then we're just going to spin that around one position into the next position, ink up, next one. So it's dead simple, you're just repeating the pattern, repeating the process, just spinning it round to your next one until you've gone all the way around. Now this one's got 10 points, some of them have 6 points, we've got a 6 point, 16 point, one that's got quite a lot of points, I don't know how many points that one's got. And then we have an 8-point mandala, and we have a hexagon as well, which is brilliant for like your bees and stuff like that. It works perfectly with one of our bee stamps, which I'm going to be using the bee stamping a little bit later on. I'm just continuing, going round and round and round. And you can see that's building up a really beautiful mandala. Make sure that your mask, which is this bit on the top, is always covering the other areas, just so you don't get any bleed or go over into the section that you don't mean to go into. Oops, I've got too much stuff on my brush. I'm just going to take some of that out so you can see just there I've bled a little bit. Well, I've not bled a little bit, but my stencil's bled a little bit. So again, just go through gently. And then this is the last one. So you can see just how quick and easy that was. Take off this. And then I just need to pop a sentiment in the centre of that. And for that I'm going to use one of the sentiments from our Mandala stamp set, if I can find it. I've got some circular ones in there. I think. Ooh, what should I put? What should I have? Shall we have love, laugh, love, laugh, live? I'm just going to make sure that's at the bottom. Put my stamp on where I want it, just to make sure that it fits. Pick up my stamp. And then stamp that into the centre. Now, if I was doing a really long live, which I'm not, because this is my first one, I would literally sit and put diamantes in all of the circles. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them in the ones around the outside. Stamps away. just going to get my crystals. And for this one, I'm going to use, what colours have we got on there? I'm going to use these ones, just check that they'll fit, so these 5mm crystals. I'm just going to pop a couple on the side here. Pop my glue down. I'm using a fine point applicator from Pink Frog. And then I'm just going to pick them up and pop them just in the centre. It's perfect fit, that actually. Oops, that's the wrong way around. Turn my card. Don't want to turn over, they're all going the opposite way. There we go. Put this one on. That was a really quick card. I think it probably took, how long did that take? About maybe 10 minutes. And it's really quick to do. So they make great backgrounds, those ones. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to do a flower. In fact, I'm just going to bring this one in as well. And that's an easel card that I've made with the same background. And I've put a couple more gems on that one as well. So you can create all different types of card blanks with the stencil. Pop my beads away, my gems. So the next thing I'm going to do, as I just said, is going to be create a flower. So the flower that I'm going to create is a daisy. Again, these are really simple to do. All you need to do is cut out 5 small propellers. Call them propellers, they're not actually propellers. So that's 5 of this shape here, the smaller ones, and then 1 of the big ones, because we're going to use the centre of this to be the centre of our daisy. I'm going to pop these away just for now. Oops. Bring those in. So I've got 5 of the small ones and 1 of the larger ones. I just need to find my... It's not there. That's fine. Not a problem. I will use my fingers. Because I don't know where they've gone. Not my fingers, I know where my fingers have gone. My fingers are right here. Yeah, no, I can't find them. That's fine. In fact, I'll use a paintbrush. So I'm just curling the edges. And then I'm going to lift them up like that. So I'm going to do that with all of them. So these are going to be my petals of the daisy. One more. Hi, Emery. Thanks for joining me. Oh, we've got 5 on. Hi, everybody.
7 on.
Oh. Right, so what I'm doing, I've just made this card at the beginning. Just made that card at the beginning using our precision stencil, the Mandala Madness, I think it was. And just using one element from it. So the one element going around. As I say, there's over 500 different combinations on this. And now I'm just using the petals from there as well. So we've got the 5 pieces here. If you like my live, please give us some thumbs up, because that'll, I don't know what it does, but I was doing it last night when I was watching someone and they were very appreciative of it. So I assume it does something to the ratings, I don't know. So to give thumbs up, you just double tap your screen. So then on this next one, I am cutting out the centre, because that's the only piece that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to bend it with my thumb. Normally I would use in fact I'm not going to bend it with my thumb straight away. So I'm going to put them to one side. I'm going to get some yellow and a bit of orange. So for this I'm using VersaFine pigment ink, because I'm going to emboss this now. So I want some crystal clear and some black. So I'm just going to use my yellow and I'm just going to ink the whole thing up in yellow, and then I'm going to go around the edges and then use some orange just around the edges, just to add a little bit of colour. So then just go around the edges like so, just to add a little bit of definition, a bit of different colour, so it's not all just one block of yellow, you just add in a bit of different colour. I might pop a few little dots on there. So then, because it's pigment ink, I can then emboss this. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put my white powder on first. And then I'm going to flick a little bit of black at that as well. So again, the reason I'm putting black on it as well is just so to add a little bit of, so it's not just one plain colour, it's got a bit of, the centre of daisies is not all one colour, it's probably not even yellow to be honest. So there we've got a little bit of black, and now I'm going to heat emboss that as well. So I apologise now if this gets a little bit noisy. Is that the right one? Just warm up my heat tool. Ah, thank you. Likes help you to get more people on. So I'm just embossing that. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but you can see that it's changing colour and it's going shiny, so it's not matte anymore. Got a lovely glossy shine to it. I'm just going to let that cool just a second. While that's cooling, I'm going to bring these pieces back in and start sticking them together. So a little bit of glue. When I put them together, I'm going to put them so they're slightly offset. So they've got a little bit of a gap, but not a massive gap between them. And there's just enough space for all 5 of these. So again, and just keep building it up all the way around. last one in. Put my top back on, and then because that centre circle's larger than that, it's going to need something a little bit thicker. I don't know where my mat is, which is why I'm using my fingers. Oh, there it is. Put that down and get my balling tool, and then I'm just going to shape that, break the fibres down. Make it a bit more domed, and then I'm going to use some silicone glue, put that down in the centre, and because of the silicone glue, it's like a really strong gel, but it holds its shape, so it's perfect if you've got anything that you need to keep its shape as well. So there we have a cute little 3D daisy. So if you shape your petals, you can also give them crinkly petals as well. There's one that I'd done earlier, and they both look really cute. So that's my second part done. So the first one was making that card using our Mandala Madness precision stencil, and then I've used the daisies, the propellers to make the daisies. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out our stamper ring, which is a great tool, and it'll allow you to create perfect rings and circles using your stamping platform. So for this, I'm using my Eureka and my stamper ring. So the stamper ring comes in several different masks and layers and shapes, so that you can work on bigger pieces. For this, I'm using the stamp press. You don't have to use a stamp press for this, it just works easier. So I've got a piece of card which is 5x5. That's 5 inches by 5 inches, and I've popped that in the centre. I'm not going to stick that down, and I'm not sticking it down because I need to move my card. So I'm bringing in the Be Utiful stamp set. Just got that lovely big bee in the centre. But for this, I'm going to use smaller bees. Now I'm going to line this up so that it's in the centre of this position here. So then I know as I turn my card, it's going to fit perfectly on this card. I'm going to pick it up, and then I'm going to start stamping. So if there is any questions and I miss them, I'm really sorry, because this is my first live on here and I don't really know what I'm doing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this card in one place, and then I'm going to stamp it again, turn, turn again, so what I'm doing, I'm just making sure that all of my corners go into the corners of my guide. If you do miss anything, don't worry, you can go back in, because I'm using the stamp press, it will stamp back in exactly the same position, hopefully. just continue all the way around. This is brilliant if you've got like any foliage or anything like that, any branches, trees, leaves, holly, anything like that. You can make an absolutely gorgeous ring with it, or wreath, whatever you want to call it. So there's 16 turns in this one. You can get them in other variants, so you can get an 8 one as well, but an 8 one wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be as close knit as this one. You'd have a bigger gap. So instead of having a really small gap between it, that B wouldn't be there, so you'd have quite a wide gap between, which is why we created one which has 16 points. So again, just keep going round and round and round. If anyone's got any questions, please do ask. We've got Adam here who can answer any questions, and I don't know if there's anyone else on from Pearlywinks. I'm not too sure. Right, so that has given me a perfect circle, and it is an absolutely perfect circle. All of the gaps between there are exactly the same. So I'm just going to clean off my stamp. I'm going to pop my stamp away before I carry on. And then I'm going to bring my stamp back in, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the honeycomb to the corners. So again, I'm just going to stick that in, and I'm going to do that in yellow. Oh, thank you very much. We do lives on our Facebook page. We've got Pearlywinks Craft Supplies, and we do actually go on the television with our craft products as well.
I think you'll know. You're one of Ria's friends.
Ah! Ria is absolutely lovely. So it's a great tool that allows you to space things and get everything the same. You can do this with words, you can do word squares and all sorts with it. So again, so that's gone right into all the corners there. I'm Will, the inappropriate one on her Facebook lives. Oh, hi Will, I'm Simon, I'm the quiet one. Adam's the lively one. Then what you can do is we could, just gonna wipe that there so I don't get ink everywhere. So because I've got my plastic sleeve on the top, I can see what's going to fit and where it's going to fit, if it's going to fit, if it's not going to fit. That's definitely not going to fit, but no, I've not got any of those cut out, I don't think. Oh, I've got a lovely foiled one there. Could pop that on there, maybe. And then a little sentiment. So that one's been foiled and cut out. this. I'm going to stick this down. Hi Cupcake. Hi Donna. Is that our Donna? Do we reckon?
I reckon so. Oh no, it's not. Same name. No, it's not our Donna.
Are you sure?
Oh, just the same
Oh.
name.
Hi Donna Smith. I've got a sister called Donna Smith. So I'm just aligning that up, making sure that I've got the same border all the way around. And then with my butterfly, I'm going to stick my butterfly on in a minute. First of all, I'm going to do a sentiment strip. Hi Paracetamol. So I'm going to do my stamping in black. See, this is where I always go wrong. I always get it wonky. So have a beautiful day. I'm just going to rock my stamp slightly and it's giving me a really nice crisp image, and I've got it central this time, I've got it correct. Then again I'm going to get some embossing powder. Just going to give that an emboss, and what that'll do, that'll just make it draw, be more vibrant. Not vibrant, sparkly. I'm going to use a black embossing powder for this. So anyone that's not used embossing powder before, which I'm sure you probably have, what it does, it's tiny, like they're like a plastic particle. And it basically melts them. So I'm going to bring this up here and I'll see. Ow! Just burnt myself. If you can see that, sorry about the noise, but when it starts changing you should be able to see it, hopefully. It's starting to go on this side. You end up getting that nice, lovely shine to it. I don't think you will have seen that, but so now guillotine. Cut this down a little bit. I think what I'm going to do on that one is I'm not going to get this right, no I'm not. Create a little flag type thing. Not bad, not great, not bad. And then I'm just going to back that onto black. Hi, Ali. Is it Ali? I'm just backing that onto black. I'm going to try and keep the same border all the way around. And then I'm going to snip it with my scissors. Trying to make sure it's the same. Got something sticky on my scissors. angle all the way around. And I'm going to start building this up. Where did I put that card blank before? Because I can do it onto that. I've just lost my glue top. Do you know what? I never used to have a steady hand. I used to be shaking all over the place. Especially when I was doing lives and stuff. So pop my glue on. I want my border to be the same all the way around, or the same-ish. I'm going to add a bit of shape onto my bee. Just bend its wings. Oops, that's joined on there. And then I'm going to pop my bee on the edge here, and I'm going to pop my sentiment across the top there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this. I've never done this before, but I've seen people done it and it looks really cool. So it's like a flag blowing in the wind. So I'm just applying a bit of glue to the end, and I'm just sticking this piece down, trying to make sure that that's straight. Don't know if I like that bee there. What do you think, Mr. Kendall Stokes?
I think that was really nice.
Oh, sorry guys, just give me a second. I've just dropped my lid from my glue and it'll dry. Oh, come back. That's not my lid from my glue. Oh. It was right at the front. I was just looking the wrong way.
That was really nice, it is.
Alright, so I'll apply a bit of glue just down the centre. Pop my bee on. Need to make sure his legs are high enough so that it doesn't cause issues with the back. And there we've got my second card. So what have we done so far? We have lost all the stuff that you've made. What have I made? I literally have lost. That's not that one. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. So, I've made this one, the card, the daisy, and the bee. I mean, you could always stick a daisy on it if you wanted as well. Maybe up in the corner or something cute like that. So I'm going to do one last thing with my other Mandala stamps stencil set. So that's this one, which is the Mandala Madness. So they are slightly different. This one's an 8-point. And I think there's 350 combinations in this one. It's a slightly different shape, so you can see. I'll bring this in to show you. So they are different shapes. So the 10.1 is that, and the 8.1 is that. Both of these can be snipped into, and you can make bigger flowers. So this flower here was made using this one, the 10.1, but you can make a rose as well using that one there. So you can make loads of different flowers as well. So this next one I'm going to make slightly different. I'm going to make a easel card. So to make an easel card, again what I've done is I've drawn around it and I've sent it through my scan and cut, and I've cheated basically. Join two together and cut them out. Oh, some tape, don't want that. And this is what I've got. So to make an easel card, you need 2 of the same. And then what we're going to do is we're going to score across the centre. Now I'm not sure where the centre is on this one. I'm just going to hope it is across this line here. The easiest way to do it is fold it and marry up the points. So I've married up the points and that's given me that sort of shape there. I've also cut out another one, and this is going to sit on the front of it here. So it's going to create this sort of effect, and when you stand it up, it'll stand up like that. So I'm going to pop this to one side, and I'm going to work on the base bit here because I want a little bit of interest on this bit. I don't want it to be a plain boring white section. So I'm going to bring in my stencil. I've got some stencil spray on this, which is why it's a little bit sticky. Oops. I spend lots of time cleaning my stencils, as you can see. Right, so that one is the larger one. This one's the smaller one, or it should be, if I've done it right. Yeah, I have. So you can see underneath there, there's like a white rim what goes all the way around. So I'm just trying to make sure that that's all perfectly central. Like that. And then I'm going to do the same sort of thing as I did before. For this one, I think I'm going to use pink to make the girls wink, or is it the boys wink? I can't remember. And I'm going to use a teal as well. So again, I've already got my pre-inked pads that I've made myself using our Easy Blends. Yeah, it's still got a bit in. And then I'm just going to go around just to create a bit of a halo effect. And just add a little bit of interest to the bottom bit here before I start using my actual stencil. So we've got loads of different ones of these. We've got 6 in total of these. Different shapes, different styles. Some we've got a square one, a 6-point star, a 16-point star, a hexagon, a circular one. So your 6-point star, you can actually make 3D elements from it as well. So they look fab, just stuck on the top of a card. So when I take this off, I should have a white border all the way around. That's what I was trying to do before, but I didn't get it in the centre. So that straight away, it's just added a little bit of interest to that base. But what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more interest to that base. So first things first, I'm going to clean my stencil. Take this off. So because I've used my Easy Blends on this and it's water reactive ink, by wetting it again it's just reactivating everything. So I just need to make sure that I get it all perfectly clean. I should really clean my stencils more. And then dry them as well. Otherwise I'll end up with big splodges all over. and then to put it back together, just going to pop that through the centre, this over the top, through the hole, and then pop this a little bit back on, screw it on. So I'm going to find which one I want to do, and do you know what, I've got favourites, so I really shouldn't have favourites. It's like having a favourite child. I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. I think I'm going to do that one. In fact, no, I'm going to do a bit of a more plainer one on the bottom. Should I do stars? I don't think I've used the stars yet. So I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to line it all up again. Which is really easy to do because I can see straight through underneath. And I think I'm just going to stick with the pink on this one, just at the bottom. Because I don't want the bottom to overtake the top. As this one's only got 8 sides, I only need to turn it 8 times. So it's really quick for doing your backgrounds, etc. I'm just keeping my hand on top of the mask just to make sure that it doesn't move, and then I'm just going around one each time. So this one is going on creating craft with us this time, and so is the other one. Our show's on creating craft on the 24th, which is next Thursday, and we are on Craft Extra at 2 till 3, and then creating craft from 3 till 4. And I'm going to be doing both of the shows. I'm really excited because I don't think I've launched any of the precision stencils on there yet. Or have I? Did I do the first ones? I can't remember. Well, this is my first one at doing the mandala ones. Then when we remove that, we've got a perfectly stenciled bottom piece, which is fab for the bottom. Right, now I'm going to do the same sort of thing, but I'm going to do this on this piece. So do I want to keep the white border? Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep a white border. I'm going to keep it quite the same as the other one, but I'm going to choose a more detailed pattern on the top. And I'm going to bring in the teal because I want the top to stand out more. And this stencil, these stencils are absolutely fantastic for the money. Imagine having like 350 different stencils, how much space you'd need for that. And you get all of it in this, and then in the other one you get even more. You get 500 combinations. Right, so for this one I'm going to use that one. I think I like that one more. So I'm going to bring in the pink again. I'm just going to edge my pinks just around the edges here. It's going to be really subtle, and then I'm going to go in more with the teal. So there we go. So when I lift that off, I've got a lovely halo around there, like so. Now I'm bringing in my teal. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this on here. So I just want to make sure I get the right teal that I want, because I've got quite a few of them knocking about. So that pink, what I've been using is I think it's the Shocking Pink Easy Blend. Yeah, and I'm going to be using the Monte Carlo. Oh, I like that one actually. No, the Monte Carlo. Oh, the Viking Blue I'm going to be using. So I need to bring that one in. So all I've done is I've just got some cut and dry felt, and I've made my own ink pads. It's a really cheap way of doing it. So I'm just taking as much colour out of the brush as I can, because I want a dryish brush, but I want the colour to be there. And then I'm just going in my stencil. So I like this one because it's a bit more detailed. Make sure I get all the way in and then move it one. So again, pick up a little bit more. I'm going to take off some excess and then go back in. So the reason I'm taking off my excess is because I don't want it to bleed underneath. If you put too much ink on your brush, you'll get the bleed marks, which I know Ria was talking about that earlier, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And that's because she put too much product on a brush, which led to it bleeding underneath the stencil. The best thing for a stencil is a dry brush. Keep the product on your brush, but dry, take off as much as you can, which seems like a waste. If you're using a paintbrush, obviously you just do it on the side of your tin. But with your inks and stuff, you just use a spare piece of card. You can use this afterwards to do some die cutting or some as a background for a project, so it's not necessarily going to get wasted. So it's building up nicely. I'm already halfway through. Obviously, if I was doing this and not talking at the same time, I'd get it done a lot quicker. But I think it'd be very boring just sat there watching, not talking. Again, turn one. That one's a little bit dark because I went straight in with that one. But these are quite dry, well, not really dry, but they are quite dry. So there's not loads and loads of product in there, so it's not going to flood under. So that's that one finished. Earth Angel, isn't that?
No.
What you say no for? The one that's got a shop in Affleck's.
Netflix.
Yeah, Affleck's Palace in Manchester.
No, it could be.
It's like a vegan stall that's everything's all thingy. Can't think of the word. But she was dead nice, she came in once. And then we're going to stick that on there, and then we've got the base of the card. So to stick it on, I'm just going to put glue on this side so I don't, so it sticks only where I want it to stick, really. So you can either pop this flat and then go straight over the top, or you can do it while it's stood up. It's probably easier to do it while it's flat. So I'm just going to line those up with each other and make sure they're all in the correct place. Then I'm going to pop it flat, try and keep it in the same place, push down, and there we've got our easel. So all I need to do now is pop a stopper on. Oh, I could use my daisy as a stopper. Do you think that'd look cute? Or not?
That would work.
I could put my daisy in the middle. Ooh, that's nice. But no, no, it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp out a sentiment using one of my sentiment stamps, which I don't know where they are. Oh, wings and things. Wings and things, wings and things. Be bold and spread your wings. Do you reckon that'd work on there? Be bold and spread your wings. And then pop a dragonfly on it, maybe. Does the dragonfly work with that? Or the moth? Are they too dark? Too dark. So what I'm gonna do is put wings and things back and grab my there it is. Hi Nikki. So I'm going to bring my sentiment stamps in. So these are bold sentiments. And I'm going to stamp my actual celebration down first. I'm going to do that in... I'm going to do it in... I'm going to try and keep to the same sort of colours. So, should go bright pink, do you reckon? Or teal. In fact, no, I'm going to go teal, which is my favourite colour, but I can't remember what it's called. Warm Breeze. So because my sentiment's going down at the bottom, I'm going to bring some of the teal down into the bottom as well. So birthday, and then I'm going to pop the remainder of the sentiment on there as well. Have a magical birthday, or wishing you the best. Wishing you the best birthday. Don't know whose birthday it is. Again, I'm going to do this in teal as well. Try and centralise it a little bit. And then I'm going to snip into that. I don't know why I've just picked up my scissors to do this, because I'm never going to get that straight. Not bad. Not bad. Then snip off my edges. stick that down. That's just going to darken it too much, but I've done it now. What I should have done is possibly just backed it in pink, edged. Ooh. You stay there. Then I'm going to use some lovely big foam pads. This is going to give me my stopper. Don't need to try and get this central and straight. So then that's brought the teal from the top down to the bottom as well. And then I'm just going to finish this with, oh, I have got a pink. One of these. I think it just needs one of these just to go right in the centre there. Don't know how I'm going to stick it on. Try this stuff. Look. A little bit of 3D gel. Put that just in the centre. And then what I probably would do, but I'm not going to do it now, would be actually that's quite cute. It's a bit plain, but it's quite cute. You could maybe pop a flower on or something. So that one is my final one for the evening. So we've done that one. Done have a beautiful day. This one. And of course the cute little daisy. So thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to pop off. I'm going to get some tea. Thank you very much, Scottish lad. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've picked up a few little tips. Thanks for watching. I'll try and get another one done soon. Thanks everybody. Take care. Bye bye. How do I stop? I don't know how to start. I don't know how to stop.
Oh, put it on the top.
Where? So you just see my messy desk. I don't know how to stop. Oh, there.